don't have to be a genius able to be a good chess player. It's like any sport. You learn the game, you learn the moves. There's no tricky move or move that can make you unbeatable or strong player. There are like these moves, you have this and you have that, and there's tactics. So anyone can be taught to play chess, anyone can learn the game. And once it bites you, if you put time and effort into it, you can play it for life.
Chess is like, it's life, man. I mean, sometimes things are going to get taken away from you, sometimes you have to work to gain them, and sometimes you have to defend yourself, sometimes you need to attack, sometimes you need to put... It's basically like life as a game. I'm not saying life is a game, but sometimes life can act as a game, and sometimes you need to be strategic. And chess is just... It just opened my mind and made me see things in a different perspective. So it's like, it's a mind opener. That's what chess is to me.
Do you think that chess has impacted certain areas, especially at school? Especially with the upcoming exams, you get to just see everything as it is, and you can plan ahead, like I said, and then you can just see where you go, move certain subjects or pieces to the side. And I do really think that it has helped me, and with school especially.
I think that people, when they hear about chess, they just assume, oh, it's just something sitting there like a normal board game. But I feel like people don't take into account how tasking it is with being able to think ahead, being able to plan. And for me, that would be the reason why I tell people to start chess, because it helps with motor function, it'll help with brain activity, all those kinds of things. But also the fact that people have a misconception about what it is, and through telling them about it and through teaching them, you're able to spread it.
Because we would really like to have all the kids at Willow play chess to help them with better reading, with figuring out maths, and think that is our way forward for the next 3, 4, 5 years, to get all of the Willow kids, and even if you can get the parents to do that, to start playing chess.
I love about chess is that it makes me like much more clever. So it's like makes me think, but sometimes I don't really think.
Yes, because chess is known to also concentrate the brain and focus the brain. It is for everybody, no matter how little and no matter how old, it's for everybody.
Well, my maths has gone a bit more up since I started chess.
Wow.
I like playing chess, though I always lose, and it's like nice to play when I just feel so angry. Sometimes it calms me down. My favorite chess piece is the queen because she can capture a lot and easy.
I started playing chess about like in grade 1, I think, or grade R.
No, it wasn't in grade. Well, I started in grade 1 because I didn't.
I think it was grade 1.
Yeah, I would say just keep on trying.
Yeah, I'll say like, you know what? Let's have a game together and see how far we go. And I'll play easy on you the first game.
The best chess players are Ding Lauren and Magnus Carlsen.
The king and the queen. The king can move in a block, but if it's out of that block, it can start in a new block and it can only move one. And the queen, it can move diagonally and straight.
You played chess before?
I've tried playing chess. Yes, I think I've tried to let people teach me how to play chess. But yeah, I just never really learned how to actually play.
Okay. And what about chess has kind of prevented you from really getting into it?
I think the rules. There's a lot of specifications when it comes to you can't move here, you can't move there, you can't. I think it's a very complex board game. So I think that's what stopped me from really getting into it, because there was a lot of rules.
And do you think people who play chess are naturally smarter, or do you think like people who play chess become smarter because it teaches them a way to think strategically about things?
That's interesting. I think a bit of both. I think chess is a very intelligent sport. So I think you have to have a certain level of brain capacity, I don't know, to get into it, because it's a very intelligent sport, board game, sorry. So I think, but at the same time, I think if you teach a child from a young age, they can pretty much grasp anything. So I think if you give yourself time and put in the effort to actually become good at the game, I think yeah. So I think it's a bit of both.
So I coach at schools and privately. I coach at 2 schools, at Priory and Willow Academy. I coach all ages, and like from little ones to high school kids, and private students, also high school kids, and a little 6-year-old boy. But he coaches online. I coach physically, so I see my students every day. And yeah.
I started when I was almost 4 years old, and my dad and my brother, they were actually my dad was teaching chess to my brother because he got it for him as a birthday gift, and then I just joined and I learned through my dad teaching my brother, and within like a month or so I started understanding concepts that were not, let's say, that won't be understood by a 4-year-old, and my dad was quite curious about that. Then he decided not to pursue chess for me. Then my brother pushed it. My brother said that no, he has to play, because and then I played my first university events. I scored 50%. I was 4 years old, and they were all university kids. So I scored 50%, and then every coach in Delhi told my parents that he has to play. And that's when I got my first personal coach. He was a 2200 rated player. He was an international master, and he's the one who groomed me into becoming a world champion until I was 4 till I was 10. I was with him for 6 years.
I started when I was 7, and my dad played. He was a very well-known player in PE. Actually, he played club tournaments. He was very strong. So he knew how to play chess pretty well, and he forced my sister and I kind of to play, because he really wanted little champions, girls. So we hated it at first, honestly, because you're young, you don't want to sit at a board. But then, I don't know, I started making friends, started winning, and then it wasn't just this game you sat at that was boring. It became so much more. And yeah, that's how I got into it.
Well, I think the South African chess culture is great. It's amazing. People are very nice to you, but at the same time, there's no unity in South Africa. That's how I feel. They're more nice to other people, or people from other countries, than they are to each other. There's so much tension between the federation itself that people who are playing chess are currently suffering, and I think that's a big impact on why South Africa is not on the global map yet. Because the South African strength currently is, where India was 30 years ago. They really, really can improve. They have the talent. There's so many kids that I can name who I think can become grandmasters, but they just don't have the resources, simply because there's so much internal tension.
My favorite opening. These days I play for white the King's Gambit, and for black I play the Sicilian Dragon variation. The Sicilian is more a counter-attacking opening, where you allow white to occupy the center, and then you attack from the side. But as dangerous and as chaotic sometimes as the King's Gambit. Yes, we have a couple of clubs in PE. Clubs we meet at about between 7 and 8 at night, and we play one round. You have your field, you say 10 to 20 players in the tournament, and then there's a draw, and then you play one round per week in the club evening. And if a tournament has 7 rounds, you would play then 7 weeks in the tournament.
I have no clue how to play chess, nothing.
No, but you don't have to. You don't have
Yeah,
to. Because this is
as long as the kids know I'm happy.